everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, if you're watching, you know I put a little effort into this one. I watched Ant-Man a second time before I watched this one. So, this is the sequel to that. What did Ant-Man teach us? I don't know. A couple of different things. One, very good cast. Paul Rudd's in it. Evangeline Lilly's in it. If you watched Ant-Man, you'd already get that joke. My review of Ant-Man, not the movie. Michael Peña's in it, which is awesome. Michael Douglas is in it. Michelle Pfeiffer's in it. I'll talk about that in a second. And Bobby Carbondale and Judy Greer return. So, you know, the whole cast is back. T.I.'s in it again. And so, it's pretty neat. Like, the Ant-Man, I've decided that I have to watch these previous movies, even though they came out 3 years ago, to remember what happened. I don't think there's too much in it, in Ant-Man, that you need to watch before this one, except for the fact that Wasp is going to play a role in this one, which we know because of the title and we've seen the previews, right? So that's really all you get out of that. One cool thing that I thought that they did, and I can't remember if I mentioned this at the end of that movie, but they disguised the mother, and I believe the mother is going to be Michelle Pfeiffer. So I thought that was a pretty interesting way to make that happen, and then you leave it open to all the different actresses that you can. So what's the plot of this one? I don't know. I don't even need to read it to you, because guess what? Some bad guy does something bad, and therefore the Ant-Man and Wasp have to go stop them from doing that bad thing, and they have to be successful in the end. Right? There's your plot. I bet you I'm right. Call me Nostradamus. 7.3 on IMDb. Not bad. Not great. But I think it's going to be fantastic because I love Paul Rudd. I love the entire cast. And I can't wait to see it. And you're probably like, that's enough. Get to the movie. Tell me what it's really about. And tell me if you like it or not. Right? Well, I'll do that for you. Alright, I'll be back. Hey everybody. Time for a quick check-in. We're watching Ant-Man and the Wasp. And we're at the 1 hour, 4 minute, 1 second left. The movie is 1 hour and 58 minutes long. Just about 2 hours. Let me catch up here. My early synopsis of the movie was completely wrong so far. So it starts off with the fact that, and it's pretty neat because they give you figures, right? Well, first on, let me back up. Figures. I had said in other movies that have sequels, they should do a previously on Ant-Man kind of thing. They do that in this one, at least for the relevant piece of it. The whole piece of it is the fact that Michael Douglas's wife, or Hope's mother, in this has went subatomic, something like that. Anyway, so they assume that she's dead, but then when Paul Rudd or Ant-Man does that as well, Scott Lang, that, you know, they figure, hey, maybe they can find her. And they do a little, hey, this is what happened to your mother kind of thing, so they relive it, so you don't necessarily have to watch the first one to get to where we are. But their whole goal of this movie is to find her and pull her out. So they need to get certain technology, and they're dealing with black market dealers, which seems to be crooked, and the black market dealers want to take the whole technology and sell it to somebody else. So that's their side of it. And then also there's a phaser, I'm going to call it. I think that's what they refer to it as. Who phases in and out of things due to this, you know, experiment and the technology that's going on. She kind of becomes trapped as a phaser, and she wants the technology in order to fix herself. So there's like 3 sides there, and they're all coming from different angles, and that's what it's really about right now. Also, so Paul Rudd, and I'm not sure I quite understand this. We saw Captain America Civil War. It's like an Avengers movie because they're all in it, and he shows up in that, right? So he goes there and he helps battle the other Avengers. Well, because of that, he's in trouble. That piece I don't get. I don't remember seeing that in that part of it. I don't remember seeing it in Ant-Man. I'm not sure why, but he gets in trouble for doing that, and he gets 2 years house arrest and 3 years probation or something like that. So that, you know, makes it hard for him to go around and help people in this movie. So I'm a little perplexed on that one. Did he really get in trouble for that? I'm not sure. They didn't show it at the end of the other one, Anyway, also Hope and Henry, I think his name is, Michael Douglas's character, they're on the run from the FBI as well. So, not enough information there. I guess you're supposed to be smarter than I am and figure that all out and why that's happening. I guess because at the end of Ant-Man, they blew up that place, but I don't know. The Ant-Man's ex-wife's new boyfriend / husband is friends with him. So I don't know. I don't know why he's under all this trouble, why they're all escaping the feds. But anyway, that's what's going on in the movie. I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk real quick, so I don't like to keep these too long. Anyway, that's basically a better synopsis than what I gave you. So far, I'm enjoying it. There's no like crazy villain that they have to go fight like they do in all the other ones. And there's a lot more humor in this one than there is in the first one, I think. I mean, I've laughed out loud at least 3 or 4 times. I mean, it helps that you have Paul Rudd and Michael Peña. I think they're the 2 funniest guys in this movie. And they play really good parts, and that's what I think I'm enjoying the most. But this might be one of those times that I am going to, as of an hour and 4 minutes into the movie, say this sequel is better than the original. That's where I'm at right now. I don't know where it'll go. We got 54 minutes left, so we'll see where it goes. But so far, I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun, and it's a different angle. It's not the same superhero movie that you see every time, and you're laughing more. You do that in a lot of Marvel movies, but I'm enjoying it. Anyway, enough. I gotta get going because I'm bothering you and keeping you away from whatever else you want to do. But I'll be back again at least one more time to give you my final analysis, so stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Ant-Man and the Wasp. Not really, because I had to watch all the credits because, you know, in these Marvel movies they have post-credit scenes, which are interesting and you gotta pay attention. So the credits are over. Anyway, I thought I loved the movie. I really did. I mean, I think I'm gonna give it a 9. Cat's out of the bag. I debated between an 8 and a 9, and I tell you what, the thing that got it for me at the end was the "What's Up." If anybody ever saw those commercials, I always thought they're the funniest thing. I think they should come back, those commercials, and it was used in here, and it was used by Michael Peña. Not to ruin it for you, you'll see it when it happens. You'll forget about it. You'll laugh just like I did. But I laughed out loud throughout the entire movie. There were scenes everywhere, and so it was lost on me why people didn't like this movie. And it's a preference thing. So if there's people who love the cookie cutter superhero movie where there's got to be a villain with some depth behind it, and you know, we know where this villain comes from, and limit the comedy and make it more about the action and stuff like that, this is not for you. And I do like those movies too. You know, I love Justice League, which is that. I don't know if the villain has a lot of depth, but anyway, you know what I mean. It's that kind of thing. For me, I enjoyed it because it was original. It didn't have that cookie cutter. There is no villain. I didn't feel like there was one villain in it. You know, there's Ant-Man and the Wasp and their agenda. There's the Ghost or the Phaser or whatever and her agenda. She's not a villain. I didn't take her as a villain. She wants to do her thing. She's not out like robbing banks and stuff like that. Then you got like the black market guy who's trying to get the technology to sell it. So again, not a villain. They're just all trying to get the same thing at one time. I wouldn't call them villains. I don't think there was one standalone villain in this, unless I missed it, that needed depth or things like that. So that made it completely original. There's not one person they're fighting after. They're all, you know, the triangle fight. They're going for the same technology for their own reasons. And, you know, one's for money, one's for survival, one's to get a loved one back. Whatever, you know. So I liked that aspect about it. I thought that was different. And personally, I liked the comedy throughout it. It really made it more fun because it's not the same thing. I love superhero movies and things like that. Obviously, I'll watch them all. But I thought this was great. I don't feel it was forced. I thought it was well-timed. You know, there wasn't anything where I was like, that's just not funny. I think there was points where I thought they were going to get there and they were going to try and go over the top, but they didn't. I laughed a lot and I still enjoyed it. There wasn't as much action as maybe you would expect from a superhero movie, but there's enough for me. So I think I think that covers it for me. I'm giving it a 9. It's a preference 9, I think, compared to other people who rate it lower. And people rate it really, really low. I don't think it should be that low, but that's me. I also think it was better than the original, the first one. I enjoyed it that much. So there you have it. That's just one man's opinion. Just a normal guy who watches a couple movies here and then. And, you know, I'm happy. Maybe there'll be a third. Maybe there won't be. Maybe he'll be sprinkled out through the 10 more Avenger movies that are coming out. I don't know. But it was worth it here. Maybe a third one would ruin it. I think me continuing to talk is going to ruin this review, so I'm going to stop it right there. But please, give me some comments. You can give me thumbs up. You could subscribe to my channel. But thanks for tuning in and watching this far. I truly appreciate it. Kimmel's Irish Pub.